In the quaint village of Eldernook, where ancient trees whispered secrets of old and the air carried tales of mystery, a series of eerie events began to unfold under the watchful gaze of the full moon. The villagers spoke in hushed tones about the return of the beast, a creature straight out of local legend, said to walk among them with the turning of the lunar cycle. This beast, as old tales spun, was a werewolf whose howls could be heard echoing through the misty woods surrounding the village every time the moon reached its peak in the sky. Eleanor, a young botanist who had recently moved to Eldernook to study its unique flora, found herself drawn into this age-old mystery. Despite the warnings, her scientific curiosity pushed her to uncover the truth about these legends. Each night, as the moonlight danced through her window, her resolve grew stronger. On a particularly silvery moonlit night, Eleanor ventured into the heart of the grove. The air was crisp, and every crack of a twig under her foot seemed to scream in the otherwise serene night. Unbeknownst to her, a pair of amber eyes watched from the shadows. The local blacksmith, Thomas, who was also the village's unspoken protector, had decided to follow her, ensuring she didn't come to harm. As they delved deeper into the forest, a sudden rustle in the underbrush made Eleanor's heart skip a beat. She turned around to see Thomas stepping out from behind a tree. His presence, rather than startling her, brought a sense of relief. "It's not safe here at night," he murmured, his eyes glinting with a mixture of fear and resolve. But before she could reply, a spine-chilling howl pierced the silence of the woods, freezing them both in their tracks. It was followed by a menacing growl that seemed to surround them. Panic gripped Eleanor, but Thomas stood firm, a hint of sorrow in his eyes. "The legends are true," he whispered, the weight of his secret finally collapsing upon him. "I had hoped to spare you this horror." A moment later, under the radiant glow of the moon, his form began to contort and shift, the transformation painful yet majestic. Eleanor, horrified yet rooted to the spot, watched as the man who had promised to protect her morphed into the very creature of the legends. The werewolf before her was both terrifying and awe-inspiring, with fur as dark as the night and eyes burning with what could only be described as human pain. The werewolf, Thomas, howled again, a sound thick with agony and despair, not the bloodlust she had expected. He turned to her, his fierce eyes softening. Thomas had struggled all his life to protect his fellow villagers from his cursed other self, lamenting each transformation as a night of potential horror. Realizing the depth of his torment, Eleanor's fear was replaced by empathy. She remembered reading about a rare herb that could help soothe the beast's fury. Using her knowledge, Eleanor approached Thomas cautiously. She spoke softly, words laced with understanding and sorrow, and slowly, she led him to a patch of moonlit bellflowers, known to calm the fiercest of beasts. As he neared the flowers, his fierce posture eased, and the growling receded into whimpers. Eleanor carefully plucked a flower and offered it to the werewolf. His large, gnarled paw gently took it, and as he ingested the herb, a peaceful look spread across his fearsome face. Soon his form began to shrink, contorting back into the human figure of Thomas, who collapsed, exhausted but serene. By the time dawn painted gold across the horizon, Eleanor had made a decision. Instead of fear, she chose knowledge. Alongside Thomas, she would seek a balance between human and beast, using her botanical expertise to manage his transformations, hoping one day, perhaps, they could erase the need for them entirely. The villagers of Eldernook never found out the truth about their protector, and the tales of the beast faded into whispers. Yet every full moon, Eleanor and Thomas ventured into the grove, not with fear, but with hope, as custodians of an ancient secret that bound them to each other and their unique fate.